Welcome, everyone, to Jimmy John's Field on. Today is a special game. Brian Fisher and Dan Dobler with you here as we bring you the 2017 and second annual for the USPBL All-Star Game. The East versus the West here, and the West is going to be your away team as East will be your home. And, Dan, it is a special evening.
Yes, it is. We just got done with the home run derby. And, by the way, once again, Nick Wilson was the champion.
Your 2017 home run derby champion. Not much of a surprise there.
No, not either.
He is a home run hitter. The big surprise there was Jeff Smith making it to the second round, and Taylor Jellikowski only hitting 6 home runs in the first, not even making it past the first round. But Nick Wilson staying true to the mold and hitting tons of home runs to end up winning it. He won the home run derby on a last-second home run to left center field, really stealing the show.
Yeah, we didn't really think we thought it was a tie going into the, they had to do one more, but no, that one did get over in time. And, yes, he is the winner.
Things are a little bit different here in the All-Star Game.
Yes,
we only have 7 innings to play instead of 9. And after the game, the fans here are treated to autographs from the players. Our starting pitchers today, Dan, are Donnie Murray of the Utica Unicorns and
Jeremy Holcomb.
Yeah, Jeremy Holcomb and Donnie Murray have been excellent starting pitchers for both their respective teams so far through the early part of the season.
Yeah, so far this season, Donnie Murray has 44 innings pitched, has 3 wins, 0 losses, has given up 31 hits, has given up 12 walks, has 19 strikeouts, 15 runs he has given up, which was earned. His ERA is 3.07 and WHIP of 98.
Yeah, he lets on less than a runner per inning, and that is just a phenomenal stat. His WHIP is just insanely low, and not to mention, like you said, Dan, his ERA at 3.07 is borderline disgustingly good.
And how about Jeremy Holcomb? He has 45 innings pitched, has 4 wins, does have a loss of the season, and he has given up 37 hits, has given up 9 walks, 30 strikeouts, has given up 14 runs, which were earned, an ERA of 2.80, and a WHIP of 102. So we are going to have a pitcher's duel to start this game off.
Yeah, Jeremy Holcomb on the mound for the West All-Stars has been a force to be reckoned with all season. He has like you said, a 2.80 ERA and a WHIP of 102. So he and Donnie Murray have stats that are very similar. Around 45 innings pitched each, giving up not many hits, not many walks, and striking out a bunch. Yeah. Donnie Murray's got 49, while only 30 for Jeremy Holcomb. Holcomb pitches a lot more to contact than Donnie Murray does. Donnie Murray gets a lot of strikeouts as well, striking out more than a batter per inning. And just between the two of them, I mean, there's no wonder why they're on the All-Star team.
Exactly. And you know what? This is such a gorgeous evening we have here for this ball game.
Without a doubt, Dan. 77 degrees and barely any clouds in the sky.
Yes.
So just a phenomenal evening here for All-Star Game baseball. And we have a sold-out crowd here as well.
Yes, we do. As
yesterday they made an announcement that there's only less than 200 tickets left to be sold. And without a doubt, I'm sure that they're sold out by now.
And how about the field the grounds crew are making this? It's beautiful.
I'm seeing a lot of stars and a lot of stars.
Lots of stars, indeed.
They are going all out with the number of stars, that's for sure. And they're going through the all-stars for both teams, so I'll send it down to the field for that.
Cory Kimber, and Gavin Collins. And now for the USPBL West All-Star starting lineup. Leading off and batting first, the center fielder number 26 for the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers, Andre Clark. Batting second to third baseman, number 9 from the West Side Woolly Mammoths, Blackstone. 6 from the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers, Nick Wilson. Batting 5th, the right fielder, number 3 from the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers, Nick Buckner. Batting 6th, the second baseman, number 10 from the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers, Dan Kennan. Batting 7th, the catcher, number 20 from the West Side Woolly Mammoths, Kyle Hamner. Batting 8th, the designated hitter, number 20 from the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers, Brandon Rawe. Batting 9th, the shortstop, number 1 from the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers, DJ Martinez. The starting pitcher for the West All-Star team today, number 12 from the West Side Woolly Mammoths, Jeremy Holcomb. Ladies and gentlemen, now let's introduce the East All-Star team. First, the managers of the USPBL East teams from the East Side Diamond Hoppers, Paul Nochi. From the Utica Unicorns, Jim Essien. The coaching staff of the East All-Stars from the East Side Diamond Hoppers, Ed Piniella. From the Utica Unicorns, Sand Landrum. And now for the USPBL East All-Star Reserves. From the East Side Diamond Hoppers, Casey Chenoweth. Devin Alexander. Carl Bryce. Jordan Piniella. Michael Gomez. And from the Utica Unicorns, Gregory Jones, Brandon Shafer, Thomas Constan, Nico Lolio, Sean Gustin. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the USPBL East All-Star starting lineup. And joining the East All-Stars today are baseball buddies, the Sterling Heights Nationals 11 and under division. Leading off and batting first, the shortstop, number 7 from the East Side Diamond Hoppers, Ricky Castro with Brett Jones and Gary Nilsson. Batting second, the left fielder, number 19 from the Utica Unicorns, Taylor Jellikowski with Nathan O'Donnell. Batting third, the center fielder, number 12 from the from the East Side Diamond Hoppers, Jon Macon with Riley Lemez. Batting fourth, playing right field, number 4 from the Utica Unicorns, Chris Cruz with no Bryce. Batting fifth, the third baseman, number 2 from the East Side Diamond Hoppers, Cam Stewart with Logan Davis. Batting sixth, playing second base, number 15 from the Utica Unicorns, Brett Vulcan with Evan Robinson. Batting seventh, the first baseman, number 21 from the East Side Diamond Hoppers, Esteban Gomez with Jack Nelson. Side Diamond Hoppers, Chris Power with Brendan Gravinsky. Batting ninth, the catcher number 4 for the East Side Diamond Hoppers, Kyle Figueroa with Alex Rincon. And the starting pitcher tonight for the East All-Star team from the Utica Unicorns, number 21, Donnie Murray with Bryce. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your hats. Veterans and active military may keep your caps on while rendering the hand salute as we honor America and our military with the singing of our national anthem, performed this evening by Maggie Francic.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we've watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
What a spectacular job by Maggie Francic.
And welcome back, everyone. Brian Fisher and Dan Dolber with you here as we get set for the 2017 and second annual USPBL All-Star Game between the East and the West. The West is comprised of players from the Beavers and the West Side Woolly Mammoths, while the East is comprised of players from the Utica Unicorns and the East Side Diamond Hoppers. And Dan, why don't you go through the starting lineup one more time for the All-Star West team as they are going to lead off the top of the first inning.
I would love to, Brian. Batting first, the center fielder, DeAndre Clark. Batting second, the third baseman, Kent Blackstone. Batting third, the left fielder, Alex Abbott. Batting fourth, the first baseman, Nick Wilson. Batting fifth, the right fielder, Nicholas Buckner. Batting sixth, the second baseman, Dan Kennan. Batting seventh, the catcher, Kyle Hamner. Batting eighth, the designated hitter, Brandon Rawe. And batting ninth, the shortstop, DJ Martinez. Defensively for the East All-Stars, out in left field, you have Tara Gretakowski. In center, you have Jon Macon. In right, you have Chris Cruz. At third, you have Cam Stewart. At short, you have Ricky Castro. At second, you have Brett Belkin. At first, you have Esteban Gomez. Doing the catching behind the plate is Kyle Figueroa. And on the mound is Donnie Murray.
And Dan, we are just a few moments away from first pitch here for the 2017 All-Star Game, and it is going to be a fun night
Yes,
as we
it
have
is.
7 innings of baseball ahead of us, where DeAndre Clark is going to lead it off for the All-Star West team. DeAndre Clark has had one heck of a season so far for the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers, Dan, and he is competing for the top hitter in the league
Yeah, he is with
based
Brett
on
Belkin.
average. Him and Brett Belkin have been going at it, but they have Hopper's shortstop Ricky Castro hot on their tail as well, as the average has been slowly climbing for him as well.
Yes, it is. And you know what? It's just an exciting night seeing all these players come together representing their division side and let's see who really gets it done, the East or the West. And Donnie Murray's on the mound, and we talked about his numbers already this season. It's been amazing, just like Jeremy Holcomb, who's going for the West.
And Donnie Murray, like you mentioned, Dan, has just been a great pitcher for the Utica Unicorns so far this season. He has earned his spot in the starting position here in this All-Star game. As the play ball clip, it now plays on the video board from the classic baseball movie Sandlot. We are ready for baseball here as we wait for DeAndre Clark to step in.
And like you said, just a gorgeous evening. Couldn't ask for any better.
It's interesting as well to see how the positions have mixed up a little bit here. We have Abbott, who normally plays right field for his team, is going to be in left today, as Buckner's in right field for the All-Star West team. We have Wilson on at first. He's pretty much normally down there. Another interesting one is Brett Balkin is playing second base today as Castro is playing short.
Yeah.
Brett Balkin normally the shortstop for the Utica Unicorns. But between Balkin and Castro are pretty much the same, not the same player, but they play very similar games.
And speaking of those two, they just did their own handshake they have for each other.
So now DeAndre Clark will step in for the All-Star West lineup.
And this is going to be an exciting one, folks. You do not want to miss this.
One of the things that makes DeAndre Clark such a dangerous hitter, Dan, is the fact that he is a switch hitter. He can hit from both sides of the plate, and he does it with ease. The first pitch to him is going to be a strike 0-1. 92-mile-an-hour fastball from Donnie Murray. And that came at 7 o'clock exactly.
And it's just beautiful out. Temperature's just great.
0-1 pitch can be skied foul. 0-2 now on Clark.
Great crowd on hand here at Jimmy John's Field.
So 0-2 pitch is going to be high and away. 1-2 now on DeAndre Clark. DeAndre Clark comes into today's game, Dan, with a batting average of .356.
Yes, he's battling it out for the lead average. And the second half is going to be fun to watch.
As all these teams are cutting it close, as that one's fouled down the third base line. It will remain 1-2, and Clark stays alive here. Full crowd here at Jimmy John's Field. No surprise there that there's a full crowd at Jimmy John's Field, considering it's the All-Star Games. He skies another one foul behind home plate. That'll get out of play. 1-2 it will remain.
Yeah, Brian, they only had 200 tickets left after last night's ball game, and I guarantee they were all sold.
Oh, of course they were all sold. I mean, look at this.
This is just amazing, and look at the hill out there, too.
We haven't seen the ballpark this packed since the opening day here in 2017, as that's going to be another ball skied foul. This one might be playable for Kyle Figueroa, as it will land out of play, and a great catch by a fan here right in front of us as he single-handedly grabs that one.
Of course, he gets applause from the fans on that one.
Big roar. So DeAndre Clark will stand in for the 1-2 pitch yet again.
Yeah, he's having a battle right now with Donnie Murray.
Comes the delivery from Murray. It's going to be a ball low. Count will fall even now at 2 apiece.
And that's the thing about DeAndre Clark. He is a very patient hitter. And look at his batting average. It tells why.
Yeah, he definitely knows when to swing and when not to swing, and that's why he has 9 walks and 36 hits, as he is talented at even hitting the balls that aren't in the strike zone. See, 2-2 pitch is going to hit. Fair ball down the third base line. That's going to get past Stewart down there at third. And running first, Clark, he's going to go into second base and be in there safely. Just barely beating off the
DeAndre Clark showing his wheels off early.
So DeAndre Clark has a leadoff double for the West All-Stars.
What a start for the West.
So Kent Blackstone will step in now with a runner at second base here in the top of the first inning.
Coming in so far in the first half, Kent Blackstone is hitting .271, has 2 home runs, 19 hits, and 23 RBIs.
Blackstone had a okay game last night. I think he had 2 RBIs in that one.
Yes, he did.
So actually a pretty good game, not just all right. And he's been really hot lately.
Yes, he has,
Had
Brian.
6 RBIs last weekend and then 4 in the weekend before. So he's been a force to be reckoned with.
And I believe you chose him to be your player of the game yesterday as well.
I did, as the first pitch to him missed, 1-0. Here comes the delivery from Murray. It's going to be through past Stewart down the third base side. Again, that's going to be a base hit, putting runners at the corners here in the top of the first inning.
So the West is threatening to score here.
Yeah.
Where are we going?
No outs here, Dan, in the top of the first inning with runners at the quarters. And Denny Murray has yet to record now, and it's easy to see why these are the All-Stars.
Yes. And the first half, Alex Abbott, who's up the bat right now, has hit in .273, has 5 home runs, 17 RBIs, and 21 hits. At first, I thought he would be competing in the home run derby this year with the home runs that he has.
Well, they could only take 2 from each team,
That is
so
true.
they elected to go with Jeff Smith for the home run derby. Jeff Smith showing up big time in the first round, hitting
Yes, he
12 home
did.
runs, making it all the way to the second round. As Alex Abbott will. Did that hit him or hit his bat?
It looked like it hit him. I don't know. It was close. It
There's a
actually
little bit
hit
of
his
discussion
hands when he
there.
was going through, but
So there's going to be a discussion between Alex Abbott and the umpire.
it looked like he just fouled it off. I know it hit his hands.
Abbott claiming it hit his hands, and umpire saying it went off the bat. So it's going to be a foul ball instead, 0-1, as that was close to hitting Alex Abbott.
Now manager Chris Newell's talking to ump about that call.
Disagrees, but nothing you can do. It's the All-Star game, so try and have a little fun.
Yeah. Fans are still piling in here at Jimmy John's Field. It's awesome seeing the little kids enjoying this as well.
It is, and the fans were, or the little kids were having a ball out there,
Yes,
shagging
they
balls during the
were.
home run derby. Watching them migrate from right field to left field was so much fun because, you know, every once in a while
Yeah.
you'd have the batters switch sides, right-handed or left-handed. It was a blast watching
it
them all
was.
just run really quickly.
And then
trying
you
to
always
get
got
to the
that
near
one little kid all the way to right field when
Yeah,
everyone was
we-
shifted.
We had that little kid over there in right field who was just hoping for an oppo hit. Meanwhile, stealing second base is going to be Kent Blackstone. But he will have to retreat back to first because Alex Abbott fouled that one off. So 0-2 now on Abbott. Blackstone got a fantastic lead off on that pitch,
Yes,
but
he did.
unfortunately was hit foul, so he had to return back to first.
Yeah, Blackstone's wants to, of course, break up the double play possibility.
So Johnny Murray sets up there on the mound. Here comes the delivery. There goes Blackstone. He's going to second base, and a good throw is
And
going to
wow,
get him.
right on the money
And
for
he
Kyle
is
Figueroa.
Thrown out stealing, and like you said, Dan, from Kyle Figueroa.
Beautiful throw.
So a great pickoff throw from Kyle Figueroa is going to get Kent Blackstone. And we now have one man out with a runner at third for Alex Abbott. Still an RBI situation for him, and he can still take the lead for the West All-Stars here in this baseball game. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Abbott. Swing and a miss, and Abbott goes down on
Yes,
strikes.
It was a big cut from him.
So they went from having no outs with the runners at the corners to having 2 outs with just a runner at third base.
And here comes the 2017 Home Run Derby champion, Nick Wilson.
Watch for Nick Wilson here to really crush one here. Most of his home runs have been to center and left field during the home run derby, but he has on occasion hit it to right field. First pitch to Nick Wilson is going to be low for a ball, 1-0.
In the first half, Nick Wilson's been hitting .292, has 5 home runs, 19 hits, and 19 RBIs.
It takes quite a talented hitter to have as many RBIs as you do hits in a season. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. He's going to foul that one off. 1-1 now on him. He's got an opportunity here with a man on third base and 2 outs here in the top half of the first to get the West All-Stars the lead here in this ball game. It's his teammate from the Beavers, Denandre Clark, down there at third base. And hopefully that a little bit of team chemistry comes in handy.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll bat a little bit better with a friend on third. Swing and a miss there from Wilson. Huge rip at an 82-mile-an-hour changeup down the heart of the plate.
Yeah, it was a huge rip from him.
It's 1-2 now. Donnie Murray just one strike away from getting himself out of this jam here in the first inning. A throw out of Kent Blackstone at second, then striking out Alex Abbott on the next pitch. Now he has the monster home run hitting Nick Wilson up, and he's trying to dust him off to finish the first half. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. It's going to be outside 2-2 now. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top half of the first inning. DeAndre Clark's down there at third base with the West All-Stars trying to get the lead here. Nick Wilson is in. If anyone could crush a ball for a 2-run home run, it's going to be him. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. He's going to foul that one off right at home plate into the stand, so that's going to remain even.
Yeah, Nick Wilson's doing what he can to just stay alive here. And even possibility driving in DeAndre Clark, who's over there at third.
DeAndre Clark hit a double to lead off the top of the first inning, has gotten a third, but 2 consecutive outs now threatening to strand him. Here comes the 2-2. Oh, he's going to drive that one to left center field. On the run is Macon. Macon on the warning track will leap, and he will make the catch to rob Nick Wilson of a 2-run home run here in the top half of the first inning. Fantastic leaping grab by Jon Macon out there in center.
Jeez.
So we are going to go to the bottom half of the first inning. The game is still tied 0-0. Jon Macon playing heroics in the top of the first inning to save Donnie Murray.
Oh, what a catch.
As he just robs Nick Wilson of a 2-run shot to center field. So we will come back shortly to the bottom half of the first inning where due up for the East All-Stars will be Ricky Castro, Taylor Gillikowski, and Jon Macon. Please stay tuned for more. Welcome back, everyone. Brian Fisher and Dan Dilber with you here as we bring you the East vs. West 2017 USPBL All-Star Game. And quite a lot of action in the top half of the inning.
How about Jon Macon robbing Nick Wilson a home run?
Nick Wilson hit that one deep to left center field, and Jon Macon making the leap at the wall to save a 2-run home run and ending the inning, getting Donnie Murray out of a jam. So I'm sure Donnie Murray is thanking Jon Macon now. But
yes, he is.
Dan, how about you go through the starting lineup for the East All-Stars here as we get ready for their first batter?
I'd love to, Brian. Batting first, the shortstop, Ricky Castro. Batting second, the left fielder, Taylor Gillikowski. Batting third, the center fielder, who just robbed Nick Wilson of the home run, Jon Macon. Batting fourth, the right fielder, Chris Cruz. Batting fifth, the third baseman, Cam Stewart. Batting sixth, the second baseman, Brett Belkin. Batting seventh, the first baseman, Esteban Gomez. Batting eighth, the designated hitter, Chris Power. And batting ninth, the catcher, Kyle Figueroa. Defensively for the West All-Stars, out in left you have Alex Abbott. In center, you have DeAndre Clark. In right, you have Nicholas Buckner. At third, you have Kent Blackstone. At short, you have DJ Martinez. In right, you have Dan Kennan. At first, you have Nick Wilson. Doing the catching behind the plate is Kyle Hamner. And on the mound, Jeremy Holcomb.
And Jeremy Holcomb looking to have a quick 1-2-3 inning here. He has been dominant so far this season with the West Side Woolly Mammoths.
Once again, his numbers, 45 innings pitched, has 4 wins, does have a loss, giving up 37 hits, has 30 strikeouts, has given up 14 runs which were earned, ERA of 2.80, and a whip of 102.
He comes into the ball game with a tie score after Jon Macon robbed Nick Wilson of a home run. He could have had a 2-0 lead if it weren't for Jon Macon. Jon Macon get a little bit of a revenge there after he was the runner-up in the home run derby, losing it by just one home run and a last-second home run to center field by Nick Wilson. So now Ricky Castro will step in to lead things off for the East All-Stars. He's going to foul that one off, and it's going to be 0-1 on him now. Again, we are only playing 7 innings for the All-Star game.
Which is, not bad at all.
Here comes the 0-1 pitch. He's going to sky that one into foul territory. On the move is Blackstone, but it's going to get out of play. 0-2 now on Castro.
And the reason why I say that, Brian, is because after the ball game, each fan will get an autograph from these All-Stars.
If they, so choose.
Yeah.
Ricky Castro, Dan, batting at .361 on the season. He's got a higher batting average now than DeAndre Clark, as he's going to foul that one off.
And remember, I think it's, 19 consecutive games?
19 now. 19 consecutive games with a hit. He has the record, and every game he gets another hit, he extends the record. Obviously, this game not counting because it's the All-Star game, not an official season game.
Just an all-around great player.
The 0-2 pitch is going to be on the outside edge, and that's going to strike out Castro looking. That one looked like it might have been a little outside.
Yeah, he didn't like it.
But nonetheless, Holcomb gets his first strikeout. Taylor Jellikowski is going to step in. Jellikowski has the league lead in home runs coming into today's ballgame, hitting 8 so far.
Yeah, it was very surprising in the home run derby. Ended up
not even making best the first round.
You know what? Guess what?
He hit 6 during the first round, and that was good for tied for last in the first round. So it's definitely a surprise. I had pegged him for the easy favorite, but up-and-comer Jeff Smith really surprised us with 12 home runs in the first round and make it to the second.
Yeah, he was definitely the underdog going into the home run derby.
Meanwhile, 2 pitchers have missed inside on Jellikowski. It's going to be 2-0.
But Taylor Jellikowski, look for him to have a great second half.
Another pitch outside. 3-0 quickly now on Jellikowski.
And the second half begins tomorrow.
Yeah, the first half of the season, Jellikowski's been killing it. If he continues on this pace, he'll have 16 by the end of the season. But, slumps happen, hot streaks happen, anything can change, as that's going to be in there for a strike. 92-mile-an-hour fastball like Jeremy Holcomb. On the outside half of the plate, 3-1 on him.
Yeah, Jeremy Holcomb, definitely the pitcher to watch. We talked about Kevin Matthews was the one to watch out for. Then he got signed. So now Jeremy Holcomb is one of the top pitchers right now in the league.
Meanwhile, Jellikowski fouls one off, so the count will run full on him now.
And also you have Donnie Murray as well.
Well, Donnie Murray, Jeremy Holcomb, obviously Kevin Matthews when he was still with the league before he signed with the Braves organization. I mean, they've just all been dominant pitchers as the 3-2 pitch comes in. He's going to sky that one down the right field line. That one's hooking foul. And so Jellikowski is going to stay alive here in the bottom half of the first inning. 1 out with a full count for the East All-Stars. Jellikowski, the best hitter in the league in terms of home runs, and obviously, according to that, the best hitter on the Unicorns.
Yes.
Brendan Rawe, when he was with the Unicorns, was up there too. He has, I believe, 5 or 6 home runs on the season. He has hit 2 now with the Beavers. As that one barely misses Jellikowski inside, and he walks here in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, duck out away on that one.
So with 1 on and 1 out, Jon Macon will step in. Jon Macon is the home run derby runner-up, and he absolutely robbed Nick Wilson of a home run there. Get a little revenge in the center field. Leaping at the wall to make that catch.
Yeah, he had a total of 8 home runs in the final round.
We normally see Jon Macon out in right field for the East Side Diamond Hoppers,
yes,
but
we do.
Because of all the All-Stars we have, he's playing right center field for the East team. So that's going to be a pitch inside 1-0 as Jon Macon does a little bit of limbo there to get out of the way.
In the first half, Jon Macon was hitting .343, had 24 hits, 3 homers, and 13 RBIs.
Hamner is going to come to the mound and have a quick chat with Jeremy Holcomb, try and settle him down.
It's better to do it now than damage done.
Exactly.
Just a great crowd on hand here at Jimmy John's Field this evening.
He's going to drive that one foul. Count will fall to 1-1 now on Macon as he fouls that one off. A 91-mile-an-hour fastball from Jeremy Holcomb. Taylor Jellikowski down there at first base after he drew a walk and a 3-2 count last appearance. 1-1 pitch is going to be on the outside corner. 1-2 now on Macon.
Jellikowski getting off to his comfortable lead over there at first.
1-2 pitch is check swing. They're going to peel down to the ump. He's going to say he did not go, so count will fall even now at 2-2. The West All-Stars had a promising start in the top of the first with a double and then a single, putting runners at the corners. Then Kent Blackstone got caught stealing. Alex Abbott struck out, and then Nick Wilson robbed of a home run from Macon ended the inning. So started off looking promising, but then got robbed in several different attempts. So 3 balls, 2 strikes now on Jon Macon with 1 out and a runner at first base as the East All-Stars look to do a little bit damage here in the bottom of the first. He's going to ground that one over to the third baseman, Blackstone. Blackstone will make the throw down to second, get the lead runner. Throw down to first will not be in time, but they will get the lead runner. So Jon Macon hits into a fielder's choice and is now at first base with Chris Cruz coming up to bat.
Chris Cruz in the home run derby was impressive, Brian. He ended up with, what, 8, or if he had 3, he went to the
swing off with
yes.
Macon. That determined who was going to the championship. So I guess technically you could say he finished third as he drives that one to right field. Underneath it was Buckner, and that's going to end the inning here. As Chris Cruz gets a lot on that one, but unfortunately lines it right to Buckner in right field. So we have played 1 inning here in the 2017 All-Star game here at Jimmy John's Field. And when we come back to the top of the second, it's going to be Nick Buckner, Dan Kennan, and Kyle Hamner, the 5, 6, and 7 hitters for the West All-Stars. And it's still 0-0 tie. Please stay tuned. We'll be back shortly.
Got a mask on here for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please direct your attention to the video board. Someone has a very important question to ask.
Oh my goodness!
Welcome back, everyone, to the top half of the second inning here in the 2017 USPBL All-Star Game. The game is tied between the West and the East, 0-0, as Nick Buckner leads it off for the West. It's going to be a strike down the middle from Donnie Murray.
In the first half, Nick Buckner is hitting .256. He had 21 hits, a homer, and 6 RBIs.
He's going to hit that one right up the middle. Went off Donnie Murray, and a quick play from Balkin is not going to be in time as Nick Buckner is going to get on an infield single.
Let's hope Donnie Murray's okay. I think it just skimmed him off the ankle.
I think it might have hit his glove. I'm not sure. It hit something on him and changed direction a little bit. I think he went down to reach for it and ended up redirecting it. Brett Balkin went over there, made a good play to get the ball, and throwing across his body was just not in time. It's hard to get enough velocity on a throw across your body to get it down there quickly, and Nick Buckner beating it out. with an infield single. So top half of the second inning, no man out and 1 man on for Dan Kenning, another Birmingham Bloomfield Beaver. It's going to be a ball low, 1-0 now on him.
In the first half, Dan Cannon was hitting .271, 19 hits, and 4 RBIs.
As the first pitch to Kennan is going to be a ball. I'm sorry, that's the second pitch. 2-0 now on him. So Nick Buckner with a little bit of a lead out there at first base as Dan Kennan waits on the 2-0 pitch from Murray. Here it comes. It's going to be in the dirt. 3-0 now on Dan Kennan. Kennan still doesn't have any home runs to speak of with the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers this year. He does, however, have 4 RBIs on 19 hits, batting .271 so far.
In the East bullpen, you have the left-hander Tom Canstand warming up.
See, 3-0 pitch is going to be in there for a strike, 3-1. And Dan, yeah, the pitching appearances are going to be brief for the both the East and the West.
Yes.
I'm assuming that's going to be so that both teams have, or every player has a turn.
Yes.
Expect a lot of defensive changes and pinch hitting throughout the game, pinch running as well. Here comes the 3-1. It's going to be high and inside, and that's going to be a walk, but runners at first and second for the West All-Stars. So now Kyle Hamner will stand in. He is from the West Side Woolly Mammoths, and he comes in with an RBI opportunity again for the West All-Stars. They couldn't capitalize on their opportunity in the first, but let's see what they can do here in the top of the second.
In the first half, Kyle Hamner was hitting .268, had 15 hits and 6 RBIs.
No home runs yet for him to speak of. See what he can do here with runners in scoring position in the top of the second. It's going to be a pitch inside, 1-0 now. Denny Murray having a little bit of trouble hitting his strike zone here in the second inning.
And Tom Constand is now sitting down in the bullpen. He got his warm-ups in.
See, 1-0 pitch is going to be fouled on the first base line. 1-1 now on Hamner. Comes the 1-1. He's going to foul that one off the outside of his right ankle, and it's going to fall to 1-2 now on Hamner.
What a gorgeous evening, Brian.
It really has turned out great. It was a little cloudy earlier, but now there's just very few stratus clouds up there, and not much to speak of in terms of heat. It's pretty mild, around 75 degrees, so it's really a perfect day for an all-star game.
Yes, it is.
Here comes the 1-2 pitch to Hamner. He's going to check a swing on that one, and they're going to say he went. So it's going to be a strikeout swinging for Kyle Hamner, the second strikeout of the ballgame for Donnie Murray. So now with runners at first and second and 1 out, Brandon Rawe of the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers will step in.
In the first half, Brandon Rawe obviously was with the Unicorns for the beginning of part of the first half and then was traded to the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers. And he's hitting .276, has 27 hits, 5 home runs, and 20 RBIs.
2 of those 5 home runs have come with the Beavers in just this past weekend.
Yeah.
He hit one earlier this weekend. I'm sorry, hit one as well last weekend. And he's been doing such a great job with the Beavers.
Yes, he has, Brian.
It feels like you can put him in any role, and he'll just perform great. So it's 0-1 on him now as he takes for a strike the first time. And here comes the delivery from Murray. It's going to be in there for a strike as well. 91-mile-an-hour fastball over the heart of the plate. 0-2 now.
Yeah, what a beautiful pitch there by Donnie Murray.
Second time this ballgame that the West All-Stars have had runners in scoring position. They weren't able to capitalize in the first inning. Ended up being thrown out stealing, striking out, and robbed of a home run to end the inning. So East really pulling it together defensively. Meanwhile, that one's going to get away from Figueroa, and that's going to allow the runners to advance to second and third here in the top of the second inning. So now we have 2 runners in scoring position for the West All-Stars. A wild pitch from Johnny Murray is going to allow them to advance. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runners at second and third for the West All-Stars as they still look to claim the lead here early in this ball game.
Perfect chance for Brandon Rawe now to get the West on the board.
Here comes the 1-2 pitch. He's going to drive that one in the netting behind home plate. Will remain 1-2. As Brandon Rawe just looks to get anyone in with 1 out. He's got a little bit of room to work. He can sack fly out to the outfield if he has to. But considering this is the All-Star game, I'm sure he wants to put on quite a show for his fans here. Comes the 1-2. He's going to ground that one foul down the first base side. Shane McCaddy out there at the third base line is the third base coach and the manager for the West All-Stars.
And over on the first side is Alan Oakes, the assistant coach for the Westside Woolly Mammoths.
We've also seen Chris Newell and Paul Nochin today, so I'm assuming Jim Essian's around here somewhere. All the managers are probably taking part in the All-Star game. Here comes the 1-2 pitch to Rawe. It's going to be down low in the dirt. Count and fall even at 2 apiece now on Brandon Rawe. Jeremy Holcomb faced just 4 batters in the bottom half of the first inning, striking out Castro, walking Galikowski, hitting Macon into a fielder's choice, and then flying out Buckner to right field. Comes the 2-2 pitch. It's going to be skied in the air. It's not going to get outside the infield, it looks like, as Gomez makes the catch just shy of fair territory.
And he's frustrated with himself because he could have driven in Buckner, who's over there at third.
So now DJ Martinez with 2 outs and runners at second and third has a chance to give his team the lead. And Johnny Murray looking to get out of another jam here.
In the first half, DJ Martinez was hitting 197, had 15 hits and 9 RBIs.
So while he may only be hitting 197 on the season below the Mendoza line, he's hitting in situations where his team needs him and getting RBIs, having those with those 9 RBIs. He's hitting that one right up the middle for a base hit. So there's his clutchness right there. So he scores 1 run, maybe 2, as coming around third base is Dan Kennan. He will score.
And the West is on the board.
So DJ Martinez, just as I was saying how clutch he is, despite the average, comes up big with a 2 RBI single.
Beautiful swing there from DJ Martinez.
So DeAndre Clark will step back in. He has he had a double in his first time up, and he's got a runner at first with 2 outs. That was a double for him down the left field line. Stewart making a diving attempt at it over at third base, just missed it, and ended up being a extra base hit for him, and he's no stranger to those as he tends to hit those a lot. First pitch is going to be a ball outside, 1-0 on him.
Martinez getting a comfortable lead there at first.
Comes the delivery from Murray. That one's going to be skied into foul territory, out of play. 1-1 now. Another spectacular catch from the fans. So apparently we have all-star fans here as well.
Yes, we do, and we've seen it in the home run derby.
Yeah, Jon Macon was actually robbed of a home run by a fan out there shagging baseballs.
You know, it's just fun, you know, when the all-star game's here and all-star weekend. Fans interacting with the players having fun as well.
So the 1-1 pitch is a hit and run, and there goes DJ Martinez. That one's going to be hit into the left field patio, so 1-2 on DeAndre Clark, as both runners will have to retreat back to where they started.
Tom Constant still warming up there in the East bullpen.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes on DeAndre Clark. Runner at first base. They have a 2-0 lead, the West All-Stars do, after a DJ Martinez 2 RBI single. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. He's going to ground that one over to the third baseman Stewart, who's charging. Will make the throw down to first, and that'll end the inning. So that's going to end the inning, but not before the West All-Stars strike first, thanks to a DJ Martinez 2 RBI single. So after 1.5 innings played, we're going to go to the bottom half of the second, where due up for the East All-Stars will be Cam Stewart, Brett Balkin, and Esteban Gomez, the 5, 6, and 7 hitters for the East, as they try to retaliate and get a couple of runs back. So please stay tuned for more. Welcome back, everyone, to the bottom of the second inning, where the East All-Stars now trail the West 2-0 thanks to a 2 RBI single from DJ Martinez. Cam Stewart set to lead it off here. Jeremy Holcomb still on the mound for the West All-Stars.
Cam Stewart was also in the home run derby earlier this evening, and he only ended up with 6.
So 0-1 now on Stewart as he swings and misses at that one. Yeah, he tied for last with Jellikowski.
Oh, Jellikowski, yep.
As that one's going to be skied into the stands, and another fantastic catch from a fan.
We have all-stars all around, Brian. Not just on the field, but off the field as well.
The 0-2 pitch swung on and missed by Stewart, and he gets dusted off in 3 pitches by Jeremy Holcomb. So Holcomb's brought it his A game in today's ball game.
Yes, he has.
Apparently the A in A game stands for All-Star. So Brett Balkin will step in now, Dan.
Yes, the stash. And he's now leading the league.
He's still leading the league.
Yeah, still leading the league in batting average at .377. 26 hits and 4 RBIs.
Ricky Castro hot on his tail. Castro with a batting average of .367.
And then don't forget about DeAndre Clark as well.
First pitch to him is a 92-mile-an-hour fastball that catches the strike zone, 0-1. Comes the 0-1 pitch. It's going to be a pitch low and away, 1-1 now. The West All-Stars gotten a very good situation in the top half of the first inning with runners at third and first base, but were not able to convert and ended up stranding a runner at third. But in the second inning, they learned from their mistakes and ended up scoring 2, so they lead at 2-0 as that one's grounded over to the shortstop Martinez. Martinez charging, will make the throw down to first to Wilson, who will make the catch, and Brett Balkin will be down, and 2 quick outs for Jeremy Holcomb and the East All-Stars here in the bottom half of the second. So Esteban Gomez will stand in with 2 outs here in the bottom half of the second inning. We'll look to change things up for the East as they still look for their first hit of the ball game.
In the first half, Gomez was hitting .247, had 20 hits, 2 homers, and 18 RBIs.
So the first pitch to Gomez is going to be in 1-0 as a 92-mile-an-hour fastball misses. Another one fouled off by Gomez. 1-1 now. 2 outs here in the bottom half of the second inning. Esteban Gomez looks to get the first hit of the game for the East All-Stars as they trail 2-0 here in the early goings. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. It's going to be a ball low, 2-1 on Gomez. Gomez with 18 RBIs on 20 hits for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers so far this season. He's got 2 home runs as well. As he's going to ground that one over to Martinez. Martinez stands his ground, makes the throw down, and a 1-2-3 inning for Jeremy Holcomb.
Great
as he
job
is
from him.
doing a great job so far. So we go to the top of the third inning, Dan, where it's a 2-0 lead for the West All-Stars. And when we come back, it's going to be Kent Blackstone to lead things off, and following him will be Alex Abbott and Nick Wilson. So the 2, 3, 4 hitters for the West All-Stars. So please stay tuned. We'll be back shortly.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
May attention, please. Now pitching the east side Red Sox from Blackstone, Michigan. Number 11, Matt Rappers.
Welcome back, everyone. Brian Fisher and Dan Dolber with you here as we bring you the second annual 2017 USPBL All-Star Game. It's a 2-0 lead for the West All-Stars as Kent Blackstone stands in and fouls the first pitch he sees off.
And, Brian, we have a pitching change.
Yeah, we're going to see quite a few of those as they're trying to get everyone a turn. Donnie Murray's day is done with, after 2 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, and 1 walk and 2 strikeouts. As that's going to be a strike 0-2 quickly in Kent Blackstone.
And on the mound is Tom Constant. In the first half, he had 16.5 innings pitched, had 2 wins and a loss, had 13 hits, 7 walks, and has 12 strikeouts, 5 runs which were earned, an ERA of 2.76, and a WHIP of 1.22.
Oh. Meanwhile, Kent Blackstone grounds that one over to first base where Gomez will field it and tag. So it's going to be Alex Abbott up. Donnie Murray had a short appearance. That's because it's, you know.
Yeah, it's the All-Star game.
It's the All-Star game. So no starting pitcher is going to go 7 innings.
No.
He gave up 2 earned runs, but, I mean, he's facing All-Stars, so it's going to be a lot harder. He did a great job, in my opinion, especially getting out of the first inning. Meanwhile, Abbott grounds off the first pitch foul, 0-1 on him. So the 0-1 pitch is going to be a little bit high. 1-1 now on Abbott. Here comes the 1-1. It's going to sky that one in the air. It's going to land right in front of us here. Land on the roof as the fans.
Yeah, they're definitely ready for it.
They're a little bit disappointed as that one did not land where they wanted it to. So 1 ball, 2 strikes on Alex Abbott.
Yeah, he struck out his first time up.
His team is leading 2-0 here, and yeah, Dan, he looks to change this the tone of the All-Star game here. He's struck out, like you said. Here comes the 1-2. He's going to foul that one, and that one may stay in playable territory as Stewart is over into foul territory. Underneath it will make the catch, and that's going to be 2 quick outs here for Tom Constant in the top of the 3rd inning. So now Nick Wilson will stand in, and he may be 0 for 1 today, Dan, flying out to the center fielder, but no, he should not be.
Yeah, I mean, he was robbed by Jon Macon out there in center, and I think it was just a little revenge there.
He absolutely crushed that one to left center field right underneath the scoreboard. Jon Macon leaping at the wall to make the catch. Jon Macon was runner-up in the home run derby, only to Nick Wilson. And Nick Wilson just...
Yeah, Jon Macon definitely showed his hops there.
Yeah, Nick Wilson was robbed of a 2-run home run. It could be 4-0 at this point as another pitch is low and inside. 2-0 now on him.
It just matches his team that he plays for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers.
Jon Macon and Nick Wilson, both home run hitters on their respective teams, as that one is fouled off of the catcher Figueroa. 2-1 now.
And just in case you all missed it, Nick Wilson is the 2017 USPBL Home Run Derby champion.
He hit a last-second home run to take the lead, literally last second.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was
the
last
timer
second.
was going from 1-0 when he hit that one. So the 2-1 pitch is going to be low in the strike zone, but it will be a strike nonetheless. 2-2 now.
Yeah, he got to the final round with ease.
Yeah,
He made it look
yeah.
easy.
His swing is so fluid, so smooth, that his swings look like they could be anything as he swings and misses at the pitch way inside, and he strikes out.
So great outing from Tom Constant coming in.
Tom Constant goes 1-2-3, and we go to the bottom half of the 3rd inning. We're due up for the All-Star. The East All-Stars will be Chris Power, Kyle Figueroa, and Ricky Castro. So we've got truly more. Please stay tuned. Still a 2-0 lead for the West All-Stars. Welcome back, everyone, to the bottom half of the 3rd inning, where it's a 2-0 lead for the West All-Stars.
And we have a pitching change for the West All-Stars.
Yes, we do, Dan, as Jeremy Holcomb's night is done, and Gavin Collins will stand in. Holcomb, Dan, went 2 innings pitched, giving up no hits, no runs, walking 1 and striking out 2, and his 2nd inning
Not bad.
was a 1-2-3 inning. So he's done a fantastic job.
Yes, he did.
And now it's going to be up to Gavin Collins to get it going. As that's going to be a grounder to Martinez. Martinez will make the quick throw down to first. Will Wilson will catch it. And Power is out on one pitch.
Didn't take long.
As J.D. Martinez has gotten 3 straight balls hit to him over there. He's got 3 straight assists.
Did you just say J.D. Martinez?
I'm pretty sure I said DJ. Did I say J.D.?
I think you said J.D.
It's confusing. They're easily switchable.
Either way.
It'd be crazy if we had J.D. in this league.
I would. But anyways, Gavin Collins in the first half has 8.5 innings pitch, has a loss, has given up 4 hits, 4 walks, 7 strikeouts, has given up 1 run which was earned, an ERA of 104, and a WHIP of 92.
See, his ERA is 104.
Yep.
The man is insane on the mound.
Yes,
for
he
the West
is.
Side Woolly Mammoths. And if Kyle Figueroa stands in, it's 1-0 on him as the first pitch missed high. It's going to be a pop-up into foul territory. Over is Wilson as he looks to make the catch, and he will. That's 2 quick outs for Gavin Collins.
Nick Wilson battling the sun over there in foul ball territory. But able to make the catch.
So now Ricky Castro will stand in with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. His team is still looking for their first hit as he fouls that one off. 0-1 on him.
He's 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up.
Yeah, he struck out looking at that. As we mentioned, Dan, he has been hitting very well this season, obviously breaking the record for consecutive games in a row with a base hit. As that's going to be a ball high, 1-1. So it's like the unstoppable force meets the immovable object here. Gavin Collins with a ERA of 104. And then Castro with an average of 361. 2 tried and true all-stars out here right now battling it out. Comes the 1-1 pitch to Castro. It's going to be another ball high, 2-1. Castro is the perfect man to go to get something going for your team. He's the leadoff hitter almost every game for the East Side Diamond Hoppers, and he deserves it. He's only got 8 RBI, but man, he has 30 hits.
And when he gets on, he's dangerous on the base pads.
As he swings and misses that one, and count will fall even now at 2-2.
He has fun out there.
Oh yeah, Ricky Castro is just a great guy, not only as a baseball player, but as a person as well. He's very personable and really easy to approach as well. Here comes the 2-2 pitch from Collins. It's going to be another ball high, so count will run full now, 3-2 on Ricky Castro, and I don't think we could have predicted this going any other way.
Let's see who wins the battle here, Brian.
It's going to be an interesting turnout either way. The East still looking for their first hit, and Gavin Collins is a force on the mound. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. He's going to drive that one high in the air. It's going to be in foul territory. Blackstone over. Underneath it will make the catch. And it's going to be Gavin Collins who will win the battle. And it's another 1-2-3 inning for the West as we go to the top half of the 4th inning. Where due up for the West All-Stars is going to be Nick Buckner, Dan Kennan, and Kyle Hamner, the 4, 5, 6, and 7 hitters for the West. And Gavin Collins comes out of the bullpen, does a fantastic job. And we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned.
Hey, it's Matt Derry out here in right field in front of the merchandising tent and the trailer. We're having a blast. Get your USPBL gear right here. We've got 24 different kind of hats. We've got jerseys, pennants, foam figures. This Westside Woolly Mammoths jersey is straight fire. You've got to get these jerseys, these hats, everything out here in right field. And, of course, the merchandising area behind home plate in the grandstand. Check it out.
Welcome back, everyone. The top half of the fourth inning is upon us here at the 2017 USPBL All-Star Game here at Jimmy John's Field. Brian Fisher and Dan Dobler making the call for you in this fine evening. It is currently a 2-0 lead for the West All-Stars, Dan.
Yes, and we have a new pitching change for the East.
Jordan Piniella is going to be on the mound, taking over for Tom Constant. Tom Constant coming out and doing a 1-2-3 inning for the East. And now Jordan Piniella is going to be on the mound.
Yeah, Jordan Piniella has just been amazing already this season. He has 22.5 innings pitched, 3 wins, 0 losses. He only gave up 11 hits, 16 walks, 19 strikeouts, 5 runs which were earned, and an ERA of 1.99 and a WHIP of 1.19.
So Nick Buckner is looking at an 0-2 count if he swung and missed the last one. He hits that one to the gap in left center field. That one's going to get down. That one might be extra bases. Nick Buckner's going to turn first base. He's going to go and stop about halfway to second base and retreat back to first. So a base hit for Nick Buckner to lead things off here. Nick Buckner has 2 hits on the game now. The first player in today's game to have a multi-hit game. So Dan Kennan will step in with runners at first and no outs here in the top of the fourth. As that one's going to get away from Figueroa. Bounces back off the wall, throw it on to second base. Whoa. And it's going to get away from Castro. As Castro running across and couldn't make the catch. It was a poor throw from Figueroa.
And they actually hit Buckner while he was sliding into second.
So Buckner advances to second base. That was a close one, as that was a wild pitch that bounced off the wall back to Figueroa. But a not so good throw from Figueroa allowed Buckner to get in safely. So Buckner advances on a wild pitch. And Dan Kennan now has a runner in scoring position as he looks to extend the West All-Stars lead to 3-0. DJ Martinez gave them the lead in the second inning with a 2 RBI single that scored Nick Buckner and Dan Kennan at the time. So things are starting to look a little bit similar here. It's 1-1 now on Dan Kennan.
And the lights begin to come on here at the ballpark.
Yes, they do, Dan. And there's still plenty of sun left, but with the shadows that start to stretch across the outfield, it becomes necessary to illuminate that part of the field as the 1-1 is going to be in the dirt, 2-1. Dan Kennan, his last time up, reached on a walk. Showed his patience at the plate. The 2-1 pitch, swung on a miss there from Kennan. The count will fall even now at 2 apiece.
Big swing there from Dan Kennan.
The pitch was outside, and he tried to reach for it, but couldn't get there in time. Two-two pitch, and he swings and misses at a bad pitch down low.
Yeah, Dan Kennan went chasing on that one.
And he strikes out for his first time today. So now with 1 out and a runner at second base, Kyle Hamner will step in. He tries to bring in divisional rival Nick Buckner from the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers. Kyle Hamner in his first plate appearance today, Dan, he struck out.
Yes, he's 0 for 1.
It's going to be a ball inside and high, 1-0 on Hamner.
In the first half, Piniella had 19 strikeouts. So he's going to possibly have a dominant second half as well.
Piniella has been nothing if not consistent on the mound. If that one's going to be fouled off, 1-1. You said he had an ERA of 1.99, and without a doubt, it's all because of him. He has been fantastic. There's been a few times where obviously his defenders are going to come in and save the day, but he has been just a machine on the mound. Comes in, does his job, gets off, and goes home. He's a great relief pitcher. That one's going to be high and inside, 2-1. He's been reliable on the mound for the Hoppers as they consistently go back to him, especially in situations where it's a close game. So they look to either preserve a lead or keep the game close, give his team a chance, as a 2-1 pitch is going to be down low. Count will fall to 3-1 now on Hamner. A base hit and a wild pitch has put Nick Buckner on second base with only 1 out here in the top half of the fourth inning. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. That's going to bounce in there, so Hamner walks. So we have runners at first and second now for Brandon Rawe. Of course, things could be a little bit different here, Dan, considering it's the
Yes, it
All-Star
could.
game. We have the best batters going up against the best hitters, so we saw with Donnie Murray in the first 2 innings that just because you have an ERA that is sub 350, which is, the standard for looking at a great pitcher, doesn't mean you're going to do great during the All-Star game either. I mean, even Justin Verlander, remember when he was in the All-Star game?
Yep.
And he was absolutely terrible during the All-Star game because players wanted him, or fans wanted him to go all out from the beginning. Swing and miss there from Brendan Rawe, 0-1. And Justin Verlander is a pitcher who has to work into things. He gets better as the game goes on. He can't just go all out from the beginning. It takes him a while to warm up. So he tried to go all out and ended up hurting him. So a lot of the pitchers, I feel like Donnie Murray is the same way, as he gets better as the game goes on.
Yes,
and,
he does.
It's just when you only have 2 innings to work with, it makes it tough.
Yeah, the All-Star game is for fun. It's to get going.
It's for the fans.
It's for the fans. And it doesn't – you can have a rough start. You can have a rough outing in the All-Star game. It doesn't change anything as long as what happens in the second half.
Exactly. It doesn't matter how good or bad any pitcher or player performs. That's going to be a ball outside 1-2 on Brandon Rawe. It's all about the fanfare.
Yes, it is.
And so no matter what the outcome of today's game is, either the fans are going to be happy either way.
Yeah, all these players put on the show, no matter what.
So somebody's got to win the game eventually. As the 1-2 pitch is going to be grounded over to the third baseman. Stewart is charging in. He's going to make the throw down to first and get him. And that'll be 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. Good play by Stewart to come charging in, make a quick throw down to first.
That was advance the runners into scoring position.
Yes, both runners will now be in scoring position as Buckner advances to third and Hamner to second. So D.G. Martinez, and we see a little bit of deja vu going on here, Dan.
Yes, we do.
Last time up, D.J. Martinez came up with a 2-out scenario with runners at second and third base and hit for an RBI single straight up the middle to score 2 runs. So he has a 2 RBI single in a same situation as last time.
Yeah.
So first pitch to him is a strike this time.
And if he keeps it going, he might end up being MVP of the All-Star game.
Well, we mentioned last time how much clutch DJ Martinez is. Only batting around 197, but with runners in scoring position, he's much better as he grounds that one over to Stewart at third. Stewart makes the throw across to first, and that'll end the inning. So Martinez couldn't score runs this time, and it's going to be a 2-0 lead as we go to the bottom half of the 4th, where due up for the East All-Stars will be Taylor Jellikowski, Jon Macon, and Chris Crew as the 2-3-4 hitters for the East All-Stars. Those are also all 3 of your outfielders, too. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the bottom of the 4th inning here in the East versus West All-Star Game 2017 USPBL here at Jimmy John's Field. Brian Fisher and Dan Dilber with you to bring you the game. So currently a 2-0 lead for the West All-Stars.
Thanks to DJ Martinez, 2-hit RBI single back in the first.
Yeah, that was back in the second inning.
Yeah.
Where DJ Martinez hit that single right up the middle to score 2 runners, and we have another pitching change.
Yes, we do. It's Randy Wynn. In the first half, Randy Wynn pitched 29 innings, has a win and 3 losses, has 37 hits, 4 walks, 28 strikeouts, has given up 18 runs, which were earned, and an ERA of 5.59 and a WHIP of 141.
He will take over on the mound for Gavin Collins, who 1 inning pitched and give him no hits, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. So just a clean 1-2-3 inning out of him. Meanwhile, it's 1-2 now on Galikowski as he takes for a strike. It was a 92-mile-an-hour fastball from Randy Wynn.
He reached on a walk his last time up.
She's going to foul that one off. 2-2 now. I'm sorry, 1-2 now. Fouls count as strikes.
Can't forget about that.
And since he already had 2 strikes on him, that foul ball won't count. Against him, at least. It will still count as a foul ball. As he's going to hit that one through the 5.5 hole down the left side, and that's going to be a base hit for Galikowski as he reaches for the second time today, and that's just his first hit as well. So now Jon Macon will take some swings here as he's got a runner at first base and no outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. His team trailing 2-0. That was the first hit of the ball game for the East All-Stars. Taylor Galikowski's ground ball single to the left side.
And Jon Macon is 0 for 1. He reached safely on the fielder's choice his last time up.
Swing and a miss there from Macon. Big rip at a 91-mile-an-hour fastball. He was swinging for the fences on that one as it's quickly 0-1.
Well, one thing's for sure, he doesn't have to worry about Nick Wilson robbing him of a home run.
Yeah, Nick Wilson plays first base, so he doesn't have to worry about him, getting revenge. Comes the 0-1 pitch. He's going to drive that one high in the sky. Backing up is Martinez from short, just barely on the outfield grass. Will make the catch. It's going to be 1 down here in the bottom of the 4th inning. So now Chris Cruz will step in.
He's 0 for 1. He flew out to the right fielder, Nicholas Buckner, his last time up.
He's got a runner at first base with 1 out here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. His team trailing 2-0 thanks to a 2 RBI DJ Martinez single. First pitch to him is going to be a strike. 0-1 as the ump says he went around. Cruz had to go to a swing-off against Jon Macon during the home run derby to decide who's going to go to the final round. So he came in 3rd, as that's going to be a a foul ball off the wall out there on the right side. I said home run. I'm still thinking about the derby. So 0-2 on Cruz. The 0-2 pitch is going to be driven towards the gap in right center field. That's going to get down. That's going to be extra bases for Cruz as surrounding third base is going to be Galikowski. Galikowski coming into home. A cutoff throw will not come in, and that's going to be a RBI double for Chris Cruz, scoring Galikowski, making it a 2-1 ball game. So now with a runner at second base and 1 out, Cam Stewart is going to come in, and it's now a 2-1 deficit. He can tie the ball game with a single here. The first pitch to Cam Stewart is going to be a strike. 0-1. It's going to be a strike. 0-2 now on Cam Stewart. So the East All-Stars finally getting on the board here. They were hitless going into the 4th inning, but a single from Galikowski, then a RBI double from Cruz to score a run. That's going to be a bloop single to center field. They're going to hold Cruz at 3rd. So we'll have runners at the corners now with only 1 out. So Brett Balkin will stand back in. Balkin is 0 for 1 so far today. He grounded out to Martinez his last time up. We got runners at the corners with 1 out here, and it's a 2-1 ball game. Brett Balkin can tie it here. It's going to be a ball high 1-0. Brett Balkin so far this season, Dan, only has 4 RBIs, but he doesn't necessarily usually hit in situations where he can hit for RBIs.
Yeah.
He's normally either 1 or 2 in the lineup, so he's usually the leadoff guy and gets on first before anyone else can. He's going to fly that one fouled on the right field line, going to land in the patio down there. 1-1 on him. So 2-1 ball game now after the East All-Stars have gotten a run back here. The West still has a lead thanks to a 2 RBI single from Martinez. That one's going to be grounded through. Oh, no. Kennan's going to make the play, and the throw down to first is going to be in time as Brett Balkin thinks he ran that one out.
Yeah, he did.
But he will score a run on that ground out, and it's now a tied ball game. So an RBI ground out for Brett Balkin as a spectacular stopping play by Dan Kennan over there at second base.
And we're all tied
was
up,
able
Ryan.
to give him that out. And yeah, Dan, we are all tied up. 2-2 ball game here in the bottom of the 4th inning thanks to that RBI ground out from Brett Balkin. We have a runner at second base as Esteban Gomez will foul the first ball he sees right in the inning behind home plate. 0-1. Gomez, the last time up, Dan, he grounded out to Martinez, as many of the batters here for the East have. It's going to be a pitch high, 1-1. Comes the 1-1 pitch. It's going to be skied high in the air. Backing up is Martinez on the outfield grass. And that's going to end the inning as Martinez makes the catch. But the East Side All-Stars, it's all over the place, have tied the ball game thanks to a RBI ground out from Brett Balkin and an RBI double from Chris Cruz. So we are all tied up as we go to the top half of the 5th inning, where due up for the West is going to be DeAndre Clark, Kent Blackstone, and Alex Abbott, the 1-2-3 hitters for that baseball team. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned.
Well, I'd say Batman. Who's your favorite superhero?
Batman.
Batman's a winner here.
My favorite superhero is the Hulk.
Oh, yeah.
It's got to be Iron Man.
Captain America.
I think I like Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman?
Yeah, I think she rocks.
Very fitting.
Yeah.
I like the Hulk because he's a beast.
The Hulk.
My favorite superhero is going to be Wonder Woman.
Your favorite superhero, of course, is Wonder Woman. And back in the day, I would have gone with She-Ra.
Yeah.
Probably Batman.
Batman.
I like Storm from X-Men.
Spider-Man.
Iron Man.
Definitely Batman.
Yeah? Why?
Because I look like him.
My favorite superhero would be Superman.
Llamo Ricardo Manuel y mi superhéroe favorito es Barney the dinosaur. Thank you. You have a great day.
Welcome back, everyone, to the top half of the fifth inning and a tie ball game here, 2-2 between the East and the West All-Stars. And we've had quite a few changes here defensively and on the mound. Jordan Piniella's day is done. He goes 1 inning pitch, giving up 1 hit, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout, and no runs. And now it's Michael Gomez on the mound. And defensively, we've had a couple of changes as well. Lolio out there at first base. Jellikowski has moved from left field to catching. And who's out there in left field now, Dan?
You mean in center? In center, we have Brandon Shafer.
Brandon Shafer's in center, but who replaced Jellikowski in left? As that's going to be a swing and a miss, and DeAndre Clark is 1-2 now.
I believe it is Chris Power.
So Shafer in center and Power in left. As that one is going to be a strikeout throwout for DeAndre Clark, and he will be thrown out down there. So DeAndre Clark is now 1 for 3 today. He had a double in the first, but struck out just a second ago. So now Kent Blackstone will stand in. Blackstone is 1 for 2 with a base hit back in the first. We have, looks like Castro and Balkin have switched spots as well. So now Balkin is playing short and Castro's playing second. As he 1-0 pitch is going to be outside, 2-0 now on Blackstone. As the 2-0 pitch looks like it almost catches Blackstone, just barely missing. 3-0 on him now. Michael Gomez, Dan, we mentioned the other day how his hair is cut short now.
Yeah,
he had those long locks that we could see from all the way up here when he was in the bullpen.
Yeah, I remember him comparing him to like Maggie Ordonez type of hairstyle.
The 3-0 pitch misses, and that's going to walk Blackstone on 4 straight pitches. So now there's going to be a runner at first with 1 out and a 2-2 tie between the 2 All-Star teams. And yet, Dan, that's how you compared him, but I found out the reason as to why he cut his hair as he donated it for Wigs for Kids.
That's a great thing, you know, for
Yeah.
charity. And
when I heard that that's why he did it, I was like, I guess I can't blame him for cutting his hair.
Not at all.
So a great cause for him. So Alex Abbott will stand in as here comes the delivery from Gomez. It's going to be a strike on the inside corner, 1-0. 0-1, I'm sorry, 0-1. 0-2 is Alex Abbott on the game so far. He struck out, and then last time up, he popped up in the foul territory to Cam Stewart. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss there from Abbott as he misses a pitch outside, but it's going to be dropped by Jellikowski, allowing Blackstone to advance to second. So 0-2, but now a runner in scoring position for Alex Abbott as the West looks to reclaim the lead here in the top of the 5th inning. Comes the 0-2 pitch. It's going to be high, 1-2 now on Abbott. One man on, 1 out here in the top half of the 5th, a 2-2 ball game. Comes the 1-2. Swing and a miss there from Abbott as he was expecting fastball and instead got off speed as he swung way early on that one. So a second strikeout in this inning for Michael Gomez as he is just 1 out away of stranding a runner at second.
And now pinch hitting for
Nick Wilson.
Nick Wilson will be Riley Palmer.
Riley Palmer normally plays third base for the West Side Woolly Mammoths. I'm a little curious to see where they'll slot him in at here. As that's going to be a throw down to second base, and they nearly get Blackstone sliding back in. First pitch misses, 1-0 on Palmer.
Blackstone just getting in by a step.
So 1 ball, no strike on Riley Palmer. 2 outs here in the top half of the 5th inning with the runner at second. The West looks to reclaim the lead. They had a 2-0 lead up until the bottom of the 4th inning where RBIs from Cruz and Brett Balkin had tied the ball game. So 1-1 now on Palmer as that last pitch was a strike. Here comes the delivery from Gomez. It's going to be inside, 2-1 now. Riley Palmer on the season so far, Dan, batting just .208, has 11 RBIs on 16 hits and 3 home runs. The 2-1 pitch to him is going to be fouled in the netting directly behind home plate. 2-2.
Yeah, definitely got the fans jumping there.
I missed when you used to jump at it, too. Back at the season,
yeah,
first began, you used to jump at every foul ball hitting the netting behind home plate. I miss those days.
When we start doing it again, just for fun.
Oh, well, at that point, it's not genuine.
No.
So here comes the 2-2. Swung on a miss there from Palmer, and Michael Gomez strikes out the side and leaves a runner stranded at second. So it's still a 2-2 ball game as we go to the bottom half of the 5th inning, where duo for the East is going to be Chris Power, Kyle Figueroa, and Ricky Castro. We'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the bottom half of the 5th inning in a 2-2 tie between the West and East All-Stars. As Brian Fisher and Dan Dilber with you here, bringing you this baseball game here on Saturday evening, and a gorgeous evening it is. And we have one defensive change here for the West team as Palmer takes over for Wilson at first, as Chris Power is going to ground that one over to the shortstop, and a toss down to Palmer is going to
that didn't take long.
Make it one out here as is that Randy Wynn still out there on the mound, or who's taking over?
No, it looks like Cameron McKenzie.
So Cameron McKenzie is on the mound for the West All-Stars now.
So far in the first half, Cameron McKenzie has pitched 11.5 innings, and he has a loss, given up 9 hits, 6 walks, 11 strikeouts, 2 runs, which were earned, an ERA of 1.54, and a whip of 1.29.
So Brandon Shafer is going to stand in now. We're pinch hitting for, or he was a defensive replacement last half inning, so he's hitting now for where Kyle Figueroa was hitting at. So he waits for the first pitch from Cameron McKenzie. McKenzie getting one out here on just one pitch. That's going to be a ball, 1-0 now on him.
Brandon Shafer, of course, known for that first appearance in the USPBL was a home run.
Swing and a miss there, 1-1. Yeah, Dan. And only the third pitch he saw in leading off the baseball game, he homered to right field, if I recall correctly. So the 1-1 pitch is going to be high, 2-1. So Shafer wasted no time on making his first impression as we wait on the 2-1. It's going to be outside 3-1 now on him.
Just a gorgeous evening here at the ballpark.
As that's going to be a ball, walking Brandon Shafer. So now with 1 on and 1 out here in the bottom half of the 5th inning, Ricky Castro will step in.
No, it's Casey Chenoweth.
Casey Chenoweth, I'm sorry.
So a lot of defensive replacements here.
Casey Chenoweth is pinch hitting.
Sometimes hard to keep up.
Pinch hitters, defensive replacements, new pitchers, tons of different stuff happening.
It's the All-Star game.
So Chenoweth so far this season, Dan, has done quite well.
Yes, he is. In the first half, he's been hitting .270, has 20 hits, a homer, and 8 RBIs.
And it is quickly 2-0 on him now as another pitch misses. We have Brandon Shafer down there at first base. 2-0 pitch is going to be on the outside edge. 2-1 now on Chenoweth. Here comes the delivery from McKenzie. He's going to sky that one in the air. Over is Kennan, just barely on the outfield grass. Will make the catch, and that'll be 2 down here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. So now Taylor Jellikowski will stand in. He has done quite well so far in this ballgame, Dan.
Yes, he has. He had a hit single his last time up. 1 for 1 today.
Yes, as he also drew a walk in the first inning, came around a score after that base hit in the 4th.
He started the game and left. Now he's doing the catching behind the plate.
You know, I was curious about that because as the first pitch to him is going to be driven foul, 0-1. Because during pregame, when we got our scorecards, our lineups, he was listed as a left fielder, but I saw him during warm-ups with his catcher's gear on. So I was wondering why he was practicing catching when he was going to be playing left field.
You
So
know,
he must have known at some point.
And you know in the first half we've seen Taylor Jellikowski catch a couple times already. So
yeah, he's caught. He's played first and left field.
He's all
so
around.
He's a man of many talents. So the 1-0 pitch is going to be outside, 1-1. And on top of that defensive prowess, he is also the leading the league in home runs at 8.
Yes, he is.
And of course, because of he's also a speedster on the bases as well. So the 1-1 pitch is going to be grounded, caught by Palmer. Great snag there, diving, making that stop. And that's going to end the inning as Jellikowski grounds out. So we've played 5 full innings here in the 2017 USPBL All-Star Game, and the game is still tied 2-2. So when we come back, it's going to be the West up to bat, and I'm not going to tell you who's going to come up to bat because I'm not sure. Because that could change at any second.
It can.
So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned.
Hey, it's Matt Derry out here in right field in front of the merchandising tent and the trailer. We're having a blast. Get your USPBL gear right here. We've got 24 different kind of hats. We've got jerseys, pennants, foam figures. This Westside Woolly Mammoth jersey is straight fire. You've got to get these jerseys, these hats, everything out here in right field. And, of course, the merchandising area behind home plate in the grandstand. Check it out.
Welcome back, everyone. Brian Fisher and Dan Dobler with you here for the top of the 6th inning, where it's a 2-2 tie between the East and West All-Stars. Fantastic evening for baseball here as we have a new pitcher on the mound, Dan.
Yes, and it is Carl Bryce from the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. So far this season, Carl Bryce has 11 innings pitched, has a win, has 0 losses, 8 hits, has given up 9 walks, has 14 strikeouts, 2 runs which were earned, and has an ERA of 159 and a whip of 150.
So the first pitch to Buckner is going to be inside, getting away from Jellikowski. So 1-0 on him.
Buckner is 2 for 2 this evening. He had an infield single his first time up, and then also another single his last time up.
Just one defensive change in this inning, and that is Castro is out at second base, and in is Chenoweth. Chenoweth pinch hit for Castro in the last half inning, as that's going to be a pitch low and away, 2-0 now on Buckner.
Early in the ball game, Brett Belkin and Castro switched positions because they both,
They're interchangeable there at second and short. So the 2-0 pitch is going to be driven foul, 2-1. And just give you a quick rundown of defensively. At first base is Lolio, second is Chenoweth, short is Balkin, third is Stewart, left is Power, center Shafer, and right is Cruz with Jellikowski behind the plate. We've had a little bit of defensive shifting, so I just wanted to give you a quick rundown on what's going on. Here comes the 2-1, and that's going to be driven fouled on the third base side. Count will fall even at 2 apiece.
And it's been a great game.
That is for sure, Dan.
Fans are loving it. So are we.
As the 2-2 is coming in, that's going to be driven down the third base side, and that will land foul out there in the patio.
Hit the umbrella out there.
As Buckner was just a little bit late on that swing. Here comes the delivery from Bryce. It's going to be a ball low and away. Count will run full now, 3-2.
The West was the first ones to get on the board this evening.
3-2 pitch fouled off again. Will remain 3-2.
Thanks to a 2 RBI single from DJ Martinez, and that was back in the second.
So another one is fouled off. The count will remain even here.
Yeah, he's definitely giving Carl Bryce a battle.
Yeah, like you mentioned, Dan, it was a 2-0 lead for the West thanks to a 2 RBI single from DJ Martinez in the second. But then the bottom of the 4th inning, the East finally got their first hit and first runs thanks to a RBI double from Cruz and an RBI ground out, as that one's going to be skied over in the left field. That one may be playable for Chris Power, who will not make the catch over there, as that one ends up ending up out of play. So the count will remain full, and Nick Buckner just staying alive here.
Yes, he is. Doing a great job.
A great battle here with Bryce, as Bryce still searches for his first out here in his relief appearance. Trying to follow up great relief appearances from Constant, Piniella, and Gomez. Again, we only play 7 innings here in this All-Star game, so if it's still tied after 7, we assume it's going to go to the extra innings, but we'll see. As that one's going to be away, and that'll walk Nick Buckner. So Buckner ends up winning the battle, and patience wins out in the end.
Yes, it does. Dan Kennan is 0 for 1 today, despite getting walked back in the second. He struck out his last time up.
First pitch can be fouled off. 0-1 on Dan Kennan. Excuse me. Nick Buckner down there at first after he drew a walk, so 1 on and no outs as the West looks to reclaim their lead here late in the ball game. It's just been an exciting day all around, Dan.
Yes,
it's been so fun as the 0-1 pitch is going to be down low, 1-1.
It's definitely been a long day for me and you.
Yeah, that's for sure, but I mean, we would have been here anyways at the time the home run derby started, so
I mean, we love it.
We just had to work a little bit harder to get our pregame prep done, and we did it with ease, honestly, as that one's going to be skied over to right field. Cruz on the run will make the catch, taking a few steps in. So good hit, good contact by Kennan, but unfortunately hit it right over to where Cruz was stationed. So we'll have one down and one on for Kyle Hamner.
And actually, it will be Nick Kraus pinch hitting for Hamner.
Ah, the old switcheroo. But at least they're replacing the Kyle Hamner with Nick Kraus. Both are catchers.
And on the same team, it looks like. Yes. Woolly Mammoth for another Woolly Mammoth.
The first pitch to Kraus is going to be a strike 0-1.
In the first half of the season, Nick Kraus was hitting 200, has 4 hits and 3 RBIs.
It's going to be a ball outside, 1-1. He hasn't had that many opportunities to swing the bat with only 200 average on 4 hits. You can do the math yourself. He hasn't had that many at-bats.
No.
He's got 3 RBIs, though, in the four hits he does have. So he comes up when he needs to, as that's going to be a strike on the inside edge. 1-2. As that's going to be a ball. Count will fall even at 2-2. Nick Kraus only having 20 at-bats. He's drawn 7 walks and 4 hits. And as that's going to be a ground ball over to the second baseman, Chenoweth, who makes the throw down to first. And that'll advance the runner to second, but will leave Brandon Rawe with no room to work. As Brandon Rawe is out. So it's another pinch hitter here. Let's see who it is.
And it's going to be Jeff Smith.
Now, Jeff Smith surprised us, didn't he, Dan?
Yes, he did. He was the underdog going into the home run derby and was outstanding. In the first round, he hit 12 home runs.
He hit a little bit of a wall in the second round with only 1 home run, but that doesn't take away from the 12 home runs. That was tied for, I believe, second best in the first round, as that's going to be a ball high and away from Jellikowski. 1-0 now on Smith. And now with Smith coming in a pinch hit situation, let's see what he can do here during the All-Star game.
And the first half of the season, Jeff Smith hitting .221, has 17 hits and 9 RBIs.
He's got 18 walks. He expresses great patience at the plate. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss there. 1-1 now.
That was a big rip from Smith.
Yeah, Smith looks like he's swinging for the fences. He can break this tie here. The runner at second base and 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. We're only playing 7 innings here, so this is the equivalent of the 8th where the game is still tied. Here comes the 1-1. That's going to be in there for a strike on the outside edge. 1-2 now on Smith. Jeff Smith finally starting to heat up here. He's been a little bit down in the last few weeks, but he's finally starting to come back into form as the 1-2 pitch comes in. That'll be low for a ball, 2-2. I think the home run derby is a sure sign that he is coming back into form.
Yes, it is.
The 2-2 pitch is going to be in the dirt, bounced in there before it even made it to the plate. 3-2, full count now on Jeff Smith. So with 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top half of the 6th inning, and a runner at second base, Jeff Smith could give his team the lead as it is tied 2-2 between the West and the East All-Stars. Comes the pitch. Swing and a miss there from Jeff Smith as he goes down on strikes. So Carl Bryce comes in, gets a runner in scoring position, but it leaves him at second. So it's going to still be a 2-2 tie as we go to the bottom half of the 6th inning where the East All-Stars are going to be up to bat. And who knows who's going to come up to bat at this point.
Yeah, we
We've
never
had lots
know.
of changes. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the bottom half, the 6th inning, where duel for the East All-Stars should be Jon Macon unless they do a pinch hitter.
But we have a pitching change, Brian, for the West, and it is Kevin Martin doing the pitching now. So far this season, Kevin Martin has 11.5 innings pitch, has given up 10 hits, 8 walks, 19 strikeouts, given up 3 runs which were earned, an ERA of 2.31 and a whip of 154.
So he takes over for Cameron McKenzie, who went 1 inning pitch, gave up no hits, walked 1 and had no strikeouts, giving up no earned runs. So good job from him. Most of the relievers have done a fantastic job today.
Yes, they have.
So now Chris Cruz will step in. And I am confused. As here comes the 1-0 pitch, as that's going to be high, because according to my lineup, Jon Macon should be up to bat here, because Taylor Jellikowski grounded out, or flew out to the first baseman, Palmer, correct?
No, Brandon, yeah, you're right.
So I am lost, as that's going to be a ball low,
well,
3-0.
Chris Cruz is up. Anyways, he's 1 for 2 today. Flew out to the right fielder first time up, and then had a RBI double his last time up.
So here comes the 3-0 pitch. That's going to be in there for a strike. 3-1 now on Cruz. Unless Cruz is hitting in the number 3 spot now for some reason, taking over for Jon Macon, but I'm not sure if that's even possible, as that's fouled into the netting behind home plate. 3-2 now.
Well, we'll find out, and we'll see who hits in his position.
Cam Stewart is warming up over there, so he was set to bat after Chris Cruz, so who knows, as that's going to be a ball, and after going to 3-2, Cruz is going to draw a walk.
It's the All-Star game, Brian.
Yeah.
Anything happens.
Apparently batting out of order is allowed. So now Cam Stewart is going to step in.
Cam Stewart is 1 for 2 this evening. Struck out his first time up and then had a hit his last time up.
It's the bottom of the 6th inning, and the game is still tied 2-2. We're only playing 7 during the All-Star game. As the first pitch to Stewart's going to be fouled off, 0-1 on him. As the East All-Stars have trailed for the first 4 innings before tying it, and they look to take their first lead here with a runner at first base and no outs. Like you said, Dan, Cam Stewart had a base hit his last time up in the 4th inning. As that's fouled off the right side, 0-2 now on Stewart. Kevin Martin on the mound is a left-handed pitcher. I believe he's the first left-handed pitcher we've seen today for the West All-Stars at least. Here comes the 0-2. Swing and a miss there from Stewart, and on 3 straight pitches, he gets dusted off.
Wow. What a great location there from Kevin Martin to get Cam Stewart. And here comes Brett the Stash Balkin.
So Brett Balkin will step in, like you just mentioned, Dan.
He's 1 for 2 this evening. Had a ground out to the shortstop at the time, or still is, DJ Martinez. And then had an RBI ground out his last time out.
I think technically, Dan, he is 0 for 2. I don't know why it says a base hit up there on the mound, because he was thrown out at first base, but he did drive in a run. So he does have an RBI, but he does not have a base hit. He's technically 0 for 2 with an RBI.
Scoreboard ain't helping me this evening.
No, it's not, as it's 1-0 on Balkin. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. It's going to be 2-0 now on Brett Balkin.
He's hitting .377 this season and the leading batting average in the league.
It's going to be a swing and a miss there from Balkin, 2-1, as he takes a big rip at a 92-mile-an-hour fastball.
At one point, Balkin was hitting, wasn't it 400?
420 was his highest.
420. That's only you can do that, like, what, in MLB The Show or
Yeah.
something like that.
Seems like something you could do in Little League, maybe.
Yeah. Ooh, big swing there from Balkin.
As it's now falling even at 2 apiece now, as there's one out here in the bottom of the 6th inning with one man on at first base.
We're all tied up.
Yeah, tied ball game 2-2, where the East looks to take a lead here if they can advance the runner to scoring position. It's going to be grounded, I'm sorry, not grounded, but hit foul directly into the netting behind home plate, so Balkin will stay alive at 2-2.
He probably got those fans in the lower suite levels jumping.
I did see a couple heads pop up as, you know, most people, lots of people will have their heads buried into their phones nowadays.
Yes.
So they don't notice until there's something right in front of them.
Something my parents always yell at me about. Our generation.
Yeah. Although their generation does it too. It's not just us.
Exactly.
That's going to be a ball inside. Stealing is going to be Chris Cruz, and he is going to be out at second base.
Right on the money from Kraus.
Chris Cruz doesn't agree with the call, but it is a throw out for Brett Balkin as Cruz is caught stealing. So now there's 2 outs for the East as Kevin Martin and Hamner combine for a throw out down there at second base. Still now it's a 3-2 count on Brett Balkin, full count, but now he has no room to work with and nobody on base, so the scoring threat is over. Here comes the full count. He's going to sky that one high in the air directly above home plate. Coming in is 4 infielders. Making the catch is DJ Martinez.
And DJ Martinez wants it.
So that'll do it. Kyle Hamner will throw out the runner at second base. And we will go to the top of the 7th inning, where due up for the West is going to be DJ Martinez, then Andre Clark and Kent Blackstone, or at least it should be unless they change it up. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned.
Well, I have to say Batman. Who's your favorite superhero?
Batman.
Batman's a winner here.
My favorite superhero is the Hulk.
Oh, yeah.
It's got to be Iron Man.
Captain America. I think I like Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman?
Yeah, I think she rocks.
Very fitting.
Yeah.
I like the Hulk because he's a beast.
The Hulk. My favorite superhero is going to be Wonder Woman.
Your favorite superhero, of course, is Wonder Woman. And back in the day, I would have gone with She-Ra.
Yeah. Probably Batman.
Batman.
I like Storm from X-Men.
Spider-Man.
Iron Man. Definitely Batman.
Yeah? Why?
Because I look like him.
My favorite superhero would be Superman.
Llamo Ricardo Manuel y mi superhéroe favorito es Barney the dinosaur. Thank you. You have a great day.
Got a mask on here for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please direct your attention to the video board. Someone has a very important question to ask.
Welcome back, everyone. After that extended break, thanks to the quick change artists, Brian Fisher and Dan Dilber with you here as we bring you the 7th and final inning, and that is right, final inning. No matter what happens in this inning, it's still going to be a end ball game after 7, regardless of the score. So it's currently a 2-2 tie as we have 2 changes to announce. There is a new pitcher on the mound.
Yeah, we have Sean Gustin taking over from the Unicorns, and Sean Gustin so far this season has 19 and a half innings pitch, has given up 21 hits, 8 walks, 25 strikeouts, 8 runs which were earned, an ERA of 3.66, and a WHIP of 1.47.
And it is going to be a new catcher behind the plate, but I can't quite tell who it is. I think it might be Javon Hernandez. It looks like the number 5 on his back. As the first pitch to him is going to be a strike 0-1.
Let's just face it, Brian. It's the All-Star game, so there's going to be many changes.
That
it's hard for us to keep up on.
Very true. Or it's Greg Jones. My apologies.
Greg Jones is behind the plate.
So Greg Jones behind the plate now for the East All-Stars as it's 0-2 count on DJ Martinez.
Yeah.
Martinez has the only 2 RBIs for the West so far. As it's 1-2 now as that pitch missed. If you're just tuning in, the West took a 2-0 lead thanks to an 2 RBI single from DJ Martinez in the second inning. The East got on the board in the 4th with an RBI double from Cruz and a RBI ground out from Brett Balkin, as that's going to miss as well. Count will fall even 2-2 on Martinez. And that's where we've stood ever since. We have had a ton of different pitchers in. I mean, obviously, it's the All-Star game. So just saying, since we have the East up to, or the West up to bat, is that one's going to be a nice diving catch by Brett Balkin out there at shortstop.
I mean, I'm telling you, Brian, we've seen that happen in the first half as well from him.
He lunged to his left to make that catch and robbing DJ Martinez of his second base hit of the game.
Look at the defensive plays we've seen this evening, especially with the robbed home run from Jon Macon off of Nick Wilson. And then a diving stop there by Brett Balkin. Also, a great play over there by Palmer at first diving stop.
What a spectacular play there from Balkin. So DeAndre Clark will step in now. He is 1 for 3 so far today, Dan.
Yes, he is. He struck out his last time up.
He did have a double in the first inning, but was not able to come around to score. It's 1-0 on him now as that first pitch missed. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. That's going to be in there for a strike. Count will fall even to 1-1. As the 1-1 is going to be through on the right side for a base hit, and DeAndre Clark's got a multi-hit game going here in the All-Star game.
Now batting the third baseman, number 9, Ken Blackstone.
So now with 1 on and 1 out, Kent Blackstone will stand in as the West looks to try and get something going here in the top of the 7th inning and try and get the lead.
Blackstone is 1 for 2 today. He had a walk his last time up.
As Blackstone whiffs at that one, 0-1 on him.
And his first time up, he had a hit for a single, but also was caught stealing.
As that's going to be a throw down at first base, but DeAndre Clark's going to get back in safely. Yeah, it was a strikeout throw out. Alex Abbott swinging and missing, and then throwing down to second base.
Ooh.
Got Ken Blackstone as another throw down to first base. Nearly gets Ken Blackstone again.
Yeah, it was very close play there.
Or I'm sorry, DeAndre Clark, who's at first base.
Sean Gustin has a great pickoff move. Almost got Clark there.
We've seen him get executed against Ricky Castro a number of times. Ricky Castro being safe almost every time so far. There goes Clark, who's trying to steal second. A throw on the money, but is going to get Clark down there at second base. And a great pickoff throw from Jailer Jellikowski. I'm sorry, Greg Jones from behind the plate.
Yeah, right on the money from Jones. And Clark Man, that was a close play there.
So Clark is caught stealing by a great throw from Jones behind the plate.
I'm telling you, we have seen some great defensive plays here.
Yes, we have. And Kent Blackstone now has nobody on and 2 outs. It's a 1-1 pitch. It's going to be high 2-1 now. And the catchers, we haven't seen a whole lot of caught stealing by the catchers so far this season, but today they're just turning it on.
Yeah, it definitely made up on the first half.
So the 2-1 pitch is going to be a strike. Count will fall even now at 2-2. See, 2-2 is in. That'll be on the inside edge, and that's going to be a strikeout. Kent Blackstone doesn't agree with the call, but it will be a strikeout nonetheless, and Sean Gustin gets it done here in the top of the 7th, and it's still a 2-2 ball game as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning, and it's going to be the last call for the East All-Stars as they try to win this ball game. It's either going to be a draw or a win for the East. There's no extra innings here in the All-Star game. So when we come back, it's going to be Esteban Gomez, Chris Power, and Brandon Shafer unless that changes. So we'll be back shortly with more, and it is 7th inning stretch time here at Jimmy John's Field.
Well, I'd say Batman. Who's your favorite superhero?
Batman.
Batman's a winner here.
My favorite superhero is the Hulk.
Oh, yeah.
It's got to be Iron Man.
Captain America. I think I like Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman?
Yeah, I think she rocks.
Very fitting.
Yeah.
I like the Hulk because he's a beast.
The Hulk. My favorite superhero is going to be Wonder Woman.
Your favorite superhero, of course, is Wonder Woman. And back in the day, I would have gone with She-Ra.
Yeah. Probably Batman.
Batman. I like Storm from X-Men.
Spider-Man.
Iron Man. Definitely Batman.
Yeah? Why?
Because I look like him.
My favorite superhero would be Superman.
Llamo Ricardo Manuel y mi superhéroe favorito es Barney the dinosaur. Thank you. You have a great day.
Welcome back, everyone, to the bottom of the 7th inning, the final inning here at the East vs. West All-Star game here at Jimmy John's Field. And Brian Fisher and Dan Dolber with you here to bring you this final half inning.
And Brian, it's been a great ball game.
I can't think of any better outcome than a last-minute walk-off win here in the bottom of the 7th inning. It's a 2-2 tie currently.
But let me tell you, Brian, it's going to be hard for the East because on the mound now is Cory Kimber, and he is a hard thrower. He has 11 innings pitch. He has only given up 3 hits, 9 walks, 15 strikeouts, only give up 2 runs which were earned, an ERA of 164 and a whip of 109.
So now Nico Lolio will stand in, who took over for Gomez down there at first base a couple innings ago.
And Lolio has many clutch hits already.
I was just thinking that here in the bottom half of the 7th would be a perfect opportunity for him to hit a home run. That's going to be a ball high and away, 1-0 now.
That was 96 from Cory Kimber.
Cory Kimber can throw almost at 100 miles an hour. We've seen him top out around 98, and he is probably, well, not probably, he is the hardest thrower in the league here at USPBL, as that's going to be a ball away, 2-0 now to Lolio. Lolio, on the other hand, it's all or nothing out of him. He hovers around 200, Dan, but he's got 4 home runs in the season, a grand slam, and 2 pinch hit home runs. He's got 4 in total, and man, can he hit in clutch situations.
Yes, he can.
The 2-0 pitch swung on and missed, 2-1. And what kind of situation would you say this is, Dan?
Clutch situation.
Yeah, this is by far a clutch situation with no men out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Last call for the East, and they could use a home run to walk off this one. So let's see if Nico Lolio can come up big.
And I'm telling you, if it does happen, we're going to be be able to hear ourselves because the crowd here at Jimmy John's Field has been great all evening long.
It's been fantastic. They have been loud, and I have loved it. And Nico Lolio, remember, hit that walk-off home run against the Hoppers before, as that's going to miss outside 3-1.
Yeah, it's just been a great evening of baseball. Earlier, we had the home run derby, which was awesome. And now with this All-Star game, it's been just a day, a great day.
So the 3-1 pitch, swing and a miss there from Lolio. Big rip there at a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. As again, he looks to swing for the fences here. Bases low, or I'm not sorry, full count on Nico Lolio here in the bottom half of the 7th inning.
We're used to seeing Nico Lolio come up with the bases.
Yeah, I know, right? So no outs. Here comes the 3-2 pitch from Kimber. Swing and a miss, and Kimber gets the best of it.
97.
Yeah, 97-mile-an-hour heater down the center of the plate, dusting off Nico Lolio. So now Chris Power come in with a 1 out and a tie ball game here in the bottom of the 7th inning as his team tries to walk this one off. No men on for them, however.
The owner of this wonderful ballpark, Mr. Appleby, making his rounds, greeting the fans.
As he's put together a spectacular all-star game here.
Yes, he has.
The first pitch to Power, he checks his swing. They're going to appeal down to first, and they're going to say he went, so 0-1 on Power. Power so far today, Dan, is 0 for 2. He is grounded out in both situations.
He's definitely moved around a lot as well. He was the designated hitter to start the game. Now he was in left.
So here comes the 0-1 pitch. He's going to sky that one into foul territory over there on the right side. And it's 0-2 on Power as he hits 97 again, Cory Kimber.
I mean, he's just outstanding.
Yeah, he's got crazy amount of velocity on his fastball. And his control is not half bad either, as he tends to strike out a ton of batters. Comes the 0-2. That one is way outside. 1-2 now.
It's just kind of like a bad luck for him because when we see him with the Westside Woolly Mammoths, either they are downed or they're tied in the ball game.
Well, things have been changing for the Westside Woolly Mammoths now. They've gotten a lot of wins in the past couple of weeks, and now they're up there with the best of them, and it's a really close race for best in the league, as that's going to be missed ball outside, 2-2. The Westside Woolly Mammoths as a team have really come together of late. Before, early in the season, it was all unicorns and hoppers as the Mammoths and the Beavers battled it out in the bottom. But both those teams have really risen back up, and it's become a close race as the 2-2 pitch is going to be just outside. Full count now on Chris Power, the second full count for Cory Kimber in this inning.
Yeah, in the East Side Diamond Hoppers lead that division 13-11. Their record is. Utica is 13-12. Talking about the Westside Woolly Mammoths, they're 12-12 this season, and Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers are 11-14.
So as you can tell, it's just a couple of games, if that separate all the teams. As we wait for the 3-2, here it comes from Kimber, and a swing and a miss and a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Second time in a row that it's been a 3-2 count. Second time in a row that Cory Kimber has dusted him off with a 97-mile-an-hour fastball.
And he almost had Power's helmet flying off there.
So 2 strikeout swing for Cory Kimber, and the East are down to their final out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. It's still a tied ball game at 2 apiece. And Gregory Jones will come in for his first at-bat of the ball game.
Yeah, in the first half, he's just still brand new to this league. He's hitting .278, has 5 hits, 4 homers, and a home run as well. Ooh.
Greg Jones takes a bad swing at a ball in the dirt, 0-1 on him.
If he want to get that one, he had to go fishing.
I think he was being a little overeager here.
Man, Cory Kimber is just if I was a batter, I would be afraid up there right now.
Yeah, he's been throwing nothing but heat for this whole season. Well, not nothing but heat. He has a couple off-speed pitches as well, but he tends to lean on that 97-mile-an-hour fastball. We've seen him get up to 98, and, I mean, why wouldn't you when you throw that hard? That's going to be a ball outside the zone, 1-1. That one at 96.
And I guarantee you Nick Krause has some extra padding underneath that mitt of his.
How he probably goes home with a bruised hand.
Yeah.
Here comes the 1-1 pitch to Jones. He's going to swing and miss it at a ball low as he chases an 84-mile-an-hour off-speed pitch.
That was a great location there from Kimber.
So 1-2. Looked like Jones was expecting another fastball, but Cory Kimber decided to switch things up and go with the off-speed pitch. Comes the delivery from Kimber. That's going to be a ball away, 2-2. The East down to their last strike here. If they cannot score a run here in the bottom of the 7th, it's going to be a tie ball game as we do not go to extras in the All-Star game. Here comes the 2-2 pitch from Jones. He's going to drive that one to left field, but it's going to end up foul. That one went off the end of his bat, so will remain 2 apiece. Here comes the 2-2. That's going to be down low. Count will go full 3-2 now for the 3rd consecutive time. Now, Dan, if history repeats itself, that means Greg Jones is going to swing and miss at the next pitch.
But
anything can happen.
Yes.
The last 2 batters have gotten a 3-2 counts, and they swung and missed at the 3-2 and struck out swinging. Here comes a delivery from Kimber. Swing and a miss, and Kimber strikes out the side. All 3 go to 3-2 counts. All 3 strike out missing.
And that would be it.
This game is now over, and the All-Star game between the East and the West will end with a 2-2 tie on both sides. Now we got kids run the bases, and that is going to be it here. Dan, it was a heck of a day here.
Yes, it was.
The home run derby going down in the last second with Nick Wilson winning it on a last-second home run, beating Jon Macon. It was a heck of an all-star game as well. We had ended up 2-2. Jon Macon out there robbing Nick Wilson of a home run.
Yeah.
2 RBI single from DJ Martinez in the second, gave the West the lead. Then an RBI from Chris Cruz on a double and an RBI ground out from Brett Balkin tied the game at 2 apiece. That was all the scoring we've seen. We've seen a great diving play by Brett Balkin at short, a great diving play by Riley Palmer at first base. We've seen so many fantastic defensive plays, so many great scoring plays. Base running, we've seen the catchers throw out a ton of runners as they try to steal. Definitely the best of the best were here today in this All-Star game.
I mean, they did not disappoint us at all. I mean, it was a great game. It's been a long day, it feels like.
It has been a long day.
It has been, like you said. And, you know, it was just a great outing. I mean, at first we thought there was going to be a winner out of here, but you know what? Both teams are winners, the East and the West. I mean, it's going to be a great second half, I'm telling you right now. It's going to be a battle as well.
And, yeah, Dan, the last half of the season that's going to come starting tomorrow is going to be a great one.
Yes,
this just showed you how much talent all 4 of these teams have. Dan, it's going to be tough because the game ended in a tie, but who would you say would be your player of the game? And I know there were a lot of replacements, and it's a little bit of a tough choice.
You know what? I'm going to give it to – oh, this is a hard one, dude. I want to give it to DJ Martinez.
DJ Martinez, he stayed in the whole game. He went 1 for 3 and had that 2 RBI single in the second inning to give the team, the West All-Stars, the lead at the time. Now, Dan, I'm going to go a little bit off base here. It's not going to be an offensive player that got the player of the game. I'm going to give it to Jon Macon for that spectacular catch in the first inning, robbing Nick Wilson of a home run. If he hadn't have done that, the West would have won 4-2.
Yes,
it would have changed the entire outlook of the game. But Jon Macon's defensive play ended up ending the first inning and robbing Nick Wilson of a home run, keeping it at 0-0 at the time. So that's going to be my player of the game.
And you know what? What a busy day Jon Macon had in the home run derby in the first round. He hit 16, moves on, and hits 8 in the second round. Then actually gets to the finals. He had to work his way to the finals.
He had to do a swing off with Chris Cruz.
Yes, he did. And in the finals, he only hit 8. And Nick Wilson got 9, which was, we didn't see it happen. He got it at the last second.
Nick Wilson robbed Jon Macon of the championship with a last-second home run. So Jon Macon got revenge
Yep.
in the first inning by robbing Nick Wilson of a home run.
Yes, and you know what? It's great to see now the players are getting a team photo, both sides, so that's great to see out there.
Now, we saw a ton of different pitchers today, Dan.
Yes, we did.
Who would you say, if you had to choose just one, Dan,
Okay.
who would be your pitcher of the
I'm
game?
going with Kimber.
Yeah, I think I have to agree with you on that one.
It comes in, just strikes out the side. I mean, he's hard throwing for a reason, and you know what? I wouldn't doubt that he'll get some offers soon. He'll be at the next level, definitely.
Now, we've seen 12 pitchers in today's ball game, 10 of which, Dan, did not give up a single earned run. Only 2 gave up earned runs.
Yes.
So it was definitely tough to say who was pitcher of the game, but I think Cory Kimber striking out the bottom of the 7th inning, all on 3-2 counts, all on swinging third strikes. You're right. He's just got to get pitcher of the game, in my opinion,
yes,
as well.
Yes, he does. And you know what? I mean, if you can give player of the game, I say everyone. You know what? Because they all came in here they were all-stars for a reason.
Yeah, they all deserve to be here, that's for certain. And they all showed it in one way or the other. They all contributed to the team in some fashion. But, Dan, tomorrow we get back to the second half of the season. It's just a normal baseball game. It's going to be a 1:35 start, and who is going to be playing?
We have the Eastside Diamond Hoppers taking on the Westside Rawe Mammoths. And guess what, Brian? It's our favorite day, Superhero Day.
Superhero Day, yeah, that's right, Dan. We talked about our favorite heroes and our favorite villains the last couple days. So I'm excited to be for Superhero Day tomorrow. So make sure you guys tune in tomorrow. Remember, the game is at 1:35 p.m. as it is a Sunday afternoon ball game. Eastside Diamond Hoppers versus the Westside Rawe Mammoths. And that is going to be it for us at Jimmy John's Field. Brian Fisher and Dan Dobler, as we are going to end this stream. And remember, it is a 2-2 tie between the East and West All-Stars. So thank you all for tuning in, and we'll be back again here tomorrow at 1:35 p.m. for that ball game. Thank you all for listening. Tune in again.